This clip is brought to you by Within You Supplements. No bullshit, no fillers, just great tasting supplements to help your performance. Enjoy this clip. There are some SARMs that help with recovery, correct? I'm not here saying SARMs are good, but what I'm saying is if athletes, if it was legal for them to take certain things that will allow them to actually be a healthier athlete, right? If it were somehow, if they could rule on it and make sure that everything was safe, it could overall be beneficial. I think in my head, though, the reason why, like, again, an adult man can do whatever he wants to do. If you're 19, 20, 21, you want to do TRT, you're an adult. You can make whatever choices you want to make. And I am not judging you for it. Well, I'm kind of judging you for it. I definitely am judging you for it. Yeah. But I've talked about this in a podcast a long time ago, but when I was a trainer in my early 20s, it's like 21 or 22, I had this client and he was like 27 or 28. And I was doing skin caliper tests on him and we were trying to lose weight, but for some reason I could not pull his skin away and he wasn't making progress for months. I'm like, dude, you need to go to the doctor because for some reason, I don't know, this shit seems weird. He went to the doctor and he came back and he mentioned how like he did steroids and he did something when he was younger, but he never did a PCT, never did a post-cycle therapy. So he got tested, he did a bunch of stuff, and the doc literally said after he did what he needed to do, things didn't go back to normal. He was never able to get shit back to normal. He was told he's never going to be able to have children. And he was 27 at the time. Right. Because he didn't do that shit responsibly. And when I think about
but also
like,
that doctor could be wrong.
Doctor could be wrong.
Right. That's only one opinion from it. I mean, how many times have we fucking seen people think that they'll never be able to walk again because the doctor says it and then they go to someone else.
And also we've seen in steroid athletes that could have been the case all along.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we don't know previously, right?
Cool. And I get that.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry
to interrupt.
No, you're totally good. I get what you're saying. But I also don't think that younger cats are paying attention to the potentially long-term detriments to something as whimsical and as non-dangerous as TRT. Because it just seems kind of odd when you're young and you're manipulating your own ability to produce this hormone, right? What happens with prolonged use? What happens if you choose to do it for 10 years and you want to come off later? Will things function like they 30, should? Will things, exactly. Will things function as they should? And most people aren't trying. We talk about the habits all the time on the show. Are you getting good sleep? Are you getting good nutrition? Most people aren't dealing with all these things before they go the route of, I want to use some TRT or HRT to gain muscle. And then there's the other thing about it. You know, if you're a younger person and if you're using whatever, if you do choose, and I've seen this happen to guys go on a cycle for a meet, they come off, they go into a depression and they don't even feel like lifting anymore. Do you think about what life is like when you're not? Will you be able to function normally? And that's why I'm just like, do the shit first, like build the habit first, right? And then if you want to do that shit later, that's your prerogative. But I just see there's too many people getting on it young because of how normal we make it seem. And how much
you're saying the negative aspect of exposure on this level, like the potential
exposure is good. It's like,
well, no, but
it's necessary.
Like someone being like, "Hey guys, I hopped on TRT. Let me explain to you it." Just by that person coming out and saying that they did it,
but they should. That's the thing.
I know, but it's a double-edged sword, right? Because someone will take what that person says, and then they'll be like, "Well, I really like this person."
Well, yeah, there's definitely been so much exposure to the point where we could make the judgment of there probably has been a lot younger people over the years taking performance-enhancing drugs probably than ever before, whether it be SARMs or steroids or maybe even getting TRT, which would be weird because, like, how the fuck are you supposed to get that if you're not in need of it at all? But I think it does raise a lot of awareness, but here's my thought on it. My thought on it would be that unfortunately you go through a period of time where a lot of people would potentially get hurt. A lot of people would potentially might have long-lasting effects, but I also think over time it would course correct. Because if it was really that detrimental, you would have people 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now saying, hey, listen, I did that when I was young. It was a fucking giant mistake. I just don't think sometimes, like, because in bodybuilding and powerlifting, we don't have WADA. We don't have WADA trying to, regulate bodybuilding and powerlifting. And we also don't have an Olympic gold medal in there either. And you can make an argument, maybe having a gold medal is more dangerous than having steroids because having a gold medal gamifies the fuck out of something so much that it makes people want to represent their country. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, I agree with everything you said 100%. I would hate to see anybody hurt themselves. I don't fucking think that anybody below the age of like 25 should mess with any hormones. Like there's really not a lot of good reasons to mess around with hormones when you're young. SARMs you don't know shit about. Maybe there's some safe over-the-counter supplements you can try to kind of like see where you're at. I do believe you have to go in the gym and like feel shit out completely on your own because it takes so long to even know the correct feedback from your workouts, much less, trying to put performance-enhancing drugs in there. But I kind of see like, I just wonder if you just like, oh, fuck it, like let her fly. Yeah, let her fly. I think over time it would maybe course correct, but maybe I'm way out.
And then another thought, and again, like I still personally don't know too much about SARMs, but when I did Sarmageddon, the amount of messages I received when I put out how much I was taking, the amount of messages I received was fucking crazy. People saying like, I'm taking 10 times as much as you were taking because the gym bro told me that was safe. And I'm talking like I was taking, I think, like 20 milligrams of Ostarine, and people were like taking grams of shit. Jesus. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. He's like, dude, I'm wondering why I'm feeling like shit because I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm like, oh my gosh. So the exposure side is like, okay, maybe if somebody does put out some good information, and I'm not saying that it was like positive or negative what I did, but I potentially did help some people like understand like, oh, you probably should be taking much less if you are going to.
Yeah.
But it is a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah. It's like,
because how many people went from 0 to 20 milligrams after that?
all anyone got after seeing Bigger, Stronger, Faster is that they need to be on steroids.
Yes.
People are like, that movie was great, man. I hopped on right away. It was fucking awesome. It's like,
Hey, I know you guys enjoyed the video, so like, comment, subscribe, and head to the Power Project Discord below. Talk to y'all later.